I do not understand a change in, and a division of not know variables mean appropriate uncertainty. I do this, talk about it in your presence so that do not get lost in all a quantic mess, or so, as if physical interactions keep. At some point, overwhelming, devouring me, my worries about uncertainty, as in the mountain principle, which has a simple equation. Moved in with words. This, knowing it would make, but I needed to tell this, here, now, before. Entangled particles, trapped, troubles my mind. Entanglement being a trading off of sorts, have in presence as sleep, with hopes, are not already lost, some sort. I have told you this while we were both still drunk and half asleep. The more closely one pins down one measure, such as the position of a particle, the less precise another pertaining to the same particle, such as must become. The shutting of one cupboard door, the slapstick opening of that next to it. Nature, as she is, absurd, Feynman. To look into the void and to not lose one's mind, and even seem thousands of trees, but a forest, Einstein. You are a prisoner. We have repeatedly stressed individuality and variability within whale songs are repeatings. Indirect reference of the sort just discussed. Perhaps you tire now. If it was part normal process, a feeble echo of what must have been going on. Had her own temperament, easily starved or sex-obsessed. I confess I do not believe in time, to fold after use in such a way as to superimpose one part of the upon another visitor's trip. In selected at random is when I, among this and behind, is something else, which is hard to explain. It is like a momentary vacuum into which rushes all that I love, a sense of oneness with, and to the contrapuntal genius of, or to tender ghosts, or a lucky mortal, Nelson. You are a prisoner of time. It should not be so difficult, for you are. But outside, as if reconstructed memory, like stalking a skittish cat. Once you observe it, disappears, becomes a symbol burned into the mind. I starve for new experiences. Fires in the neurons, into a definite object within the mind, and so cease to observe, which is how we inhabit this world, despite the effect. Our observance changes it, though, which is tragic, as we'll never see what it becomes once we are entangled with that particular idea of what a thing is. Hofstadter remembers his late wife as a network of pathways burned into his mind. His perception of her, the desolate tragedy of memory, and the space between what we know and what is. He thinks of things at the macro scale and discards the quanta. Choices are hard, knowing and hard. There are so many possibilities, rude powers in obsessing over sciences, all losing my in it as I begin to understand the feebleness, minds, and more so models, and obsessing over Heisenberg, how dearly we want to understand precisely, and how dearly we cling to our inadequate vain attempt to do. I had myself alone into a pretty, I don't regret it, going but I'm figure. Of all, I become infatuated with one absence, imminent. I want to be able to predict, for myself is formed from ignorance, simply know, happen, and dashed or beautiful as like. a gear with an awkward too few teeth. Again, not on purpose. I've been with, and in. I've been to, I also.